Hello.
Okay. Hello. Okay, we're here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our live today with Claudine and Anne. And we are going to talk about belly buttons.
Belly
And
buttons.
I have to just go over the fun stuff that I have to do before we start making a video. And I just want everyone to know that what we are doing right now is for entertainment purposes only. It's been a long day. Still, we take our information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see it and has ears to hear it. So I just got to get all that stuff out of the way, and that we are not doctors and we are not nurses, and nor do we know anything about the Western medical field or Australia's medical field. All we know is about our own anecdotal evidence of what we've been through and what we've seen in other people that we've tried to help themselves. That's a lot. And welcome to our live. We're really happy that you're here with us. And I am Claudine with Elevated by Claudine. I do own a healing facility and I am a facilitator of all kinds of things, especially plant medicine. I help people get off of pharmaceuticals and street drugs and alcohol onto plant-based medicine. And I'm also a dosing specialist. You can always go to my website, which is, I will put it on the screen for you guys. Where did I put that? Okay. And here's my website for more information, elevatedbyclaudine.com. And here's my address. I should put my website on there. And I will do that while Anne goes ahead and does her own introductory.
Hello. I'm Anne. I live in Australia. I work at a Thai restaurant as a waitress, and I do work with Claudine. And I am a psychic. I guess that's what I would call myself.
You're
But yeah,
very knowledgeable of your psyche. You're very intuitive with it. It's
yeah,
the labels. Is it the labels? Isn't it hard
I
when you're doing these
know.
introductions and you're like, gosh, dang it. Okay, there goes another title on me, another title,
It's
I
always
just
titles.
all these titles, it's just part of being the human. But I
I
always just say that you're like the real deal energy reader.
Yeah, yeah. I read energy real well. I can see it with my eyes somehow. I don't know how that happened or if I was just born with it. You know what? I keep having this like fear. Like, I keep getting scared at night because I like sleep in my room. It's really dark, and I keep having this memory of when I was like about 20 or 21. I stayed at this like rich guy's place. I was with my then boyfriend, and we were sleeping in bed, and I woke up like during the night, and I looked at the end of my bed, and there was a figure standing there, like a full figure, and it was a man. It was male to me, and I'm just like, and I woke up from my sleep and I started talking to it, and I'm like, I thought it was my boyfriend. I'm like, what are you doing, like standing at the end of the bed? Like, just, it's get in bed, like we get, like, lie down. And I'm talking to it, and then as I'm speaking to it, my boyfriend literally like wakes up next to me and he's like, who are you talking to, Anne? And as I've come to that realization that I'm talking to not him, and he's actually, and it's, but I'm looking at something, as I'm coming to that realization, this thing has like just like floated up into the ceiling and disappeared, like from head and his foot, and like slowly gone. It was a black figure, and I was so scared. I was like
How
freaking
old were
out.
you when this happened?
I was about 20 at the time. I was petrified. I was like, turn the light on. We cannot sleep in the dark. I was so scared.
That is creepy stuff. It is so
So
creepy.
I had to have the light on. And the next morning we went to breakfast, and we sat down, and I told this guy that it was his bungalow. And I'm like, there was something in the house that like last night, and it was a ghost. And he's like, oh yeah, my dad died in there like last year.
You're like, I'm a conduit, you fool. You had to have known at that time that is it noisy? Can you guys is it really noisy, all that noise? Let me go shut the door.
Okay.
Oh, we just got a bunch of rain and it feels good.
Oh, I love the rain when it freshens everything up.
But my storefront is right in front of a big, 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 major busy street. So I guess I can't enjoy the cold air that's coming in. Oh well.
Nah, well, that's a bummer.
Yes, lots of rain here in Arizona this morning, everybody. So,
So
and we
nice.
don't get rain. We hardly ever rains here for us. So we got pounded on this morning. So, and most of the day. So it'll be cool to see how many inches of rain we got. And then to see the garden. Everything is gonna bloom. I
Everything's
can't
gonna be
wait.
so green.
It is. It is. I'm going foraging for sure after this rain.
Hmm. Nice, 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 nice.
Hmm.
I like anything green, but
Yeah, I think I'm gonna close down the facility for like 2 days and go up north as soon as probably next week sometime when everything starts to bloom. I want to go get some mullein and some chamomile and some chamomile.
very nice,
I
very nice.
know, I know, I know.
But
It'll be fun.
anyway, my ghost story. I've been like because I wake up a lot during the night, and I know I have no ghost in my house. Like I know it's clean, but that memory just keeps coming back because I'm like, but ghosts aren't real, but they are, Anne. You know they're real. You've seen it. I'm like,
Well,
please don't show up at the end of my bed. Nobody, just please.
no,
But
no more, no more. But I don't think they can penetrate you like that. But maybe you're always
I
wondering,
don't.
how did that happen?
I think if I stayed in a house that had somewhat like ghosts that like lived in that house, and I went and I stayed at that house, I would see them and I would experience them because it's their territory. But in my house, this is my house, so like no one's, someone
Yeah,
died when I first moved in here, and it was kind of a
I
weird
remember
place
that.
to live. But now I've been here for like 8, 9 years. It's like, okay, there's no ghosts. Like no one's appearing at the end of my bed tonight, okay? Because this is my house.
Right? Yeah, you took over ownership of that and you
Yeah.
cleared that out. I remember, wasn't it a little girl or something that died in the
A
in one of
little
the bedrooms?
boy, a
Or
little
boy?
boy died in the front room like 6 months before we moved in here. And I think he was about 2, and he didn't live here, but his auntie lived here with her children, and the sister came to visit. And he went for a nap in the front room one day, like a midday nap, and he didn't wake up. And yeah,
Mm,
uh, the,
mm,
the neighbor across the road was friendly with them, and she told me, she goes, I'll never forget that blood curdling scream that I heard from like your
oh,
house, because I guess they came in and the little kid was dead, and he had no health they call it SIDS or something, where they fall asleep and they don't wake up. But it was kind of a strange room when we first moved here, and no one wanted to sleep in there. Like my daughter slept in there, and I didn't tell her about any of it, but she kept experiencing all these weird things, and she's like, I don't want to sleep in there, and I'm like, I don't want to sleep in there. So we kind of just made it like a room that birds went in and a storage room. It was just like not taken care of, and but then I cleaned it all out and I ended up sleeping in there. And yeah, it was a weird room when I first moved in there. Like it took a lot of settling the energy in there, and but it's a lot better now. There's
I
a
could
very
imagine.
there's a very strange oval mirror on the wall that's part of the house. Like you can't take it off. It's a very strange. Oh, it's an oval mirror, but it gets the window, it gets the sky, and it's just It's a creepy mirror. Like even
Mirrors
now
are
when I sleep,
creepy anyways. I don't. I prefer not to have
mirrors
too
are
much
creepy.
mirrors. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I
I
don't
used to be able to
recommend
ignore them
sleeping.
really easy.
What's that?
I used to be able to ignore them, but I can't
Really?
anymore. Mm-mm.
I don't recommend if you're very, very um like spiritually sensitive, energy sensitive, I don't recommend sleeping with a mirror in the room, especially a mirror that can like see you, and like your imagery is bouncing directly off of it. Like I don't recommend. Also like a round mirror, like that's like a nice a nice round shape. It's like almost becomes like a portal. I find like at least the square ones are squared. Like, but when it's like a round, I'm like ah. But
I
yeah,
know. I know. It reminds you of Mirror, Mirror on the Wall,
yeah,
that whole,
like a
not nursery
portal.
rhyme, but
But we're
it,
not we weren't given mirrors. Like we didn't have mirrors. Like in the Middle Ages and stuff, mirrors didn't exist. They were only given reflection. Humans made mirrors. Like us people made mirrors. So it's like because before that is like you're supposed to see yourself in the water reflection and in like a piece of metal you can see the reflection. I think you're more seeing your color and your aura and your light when you see reflection. But as we've progressed as humans, I guess we were given mirrors and we have created mirrors, and so
I
yeah.
know. I want to say hi to some of our people that are in, Anne. We've got Victor is here from Sweden. Hi, Victor.
Hello.
How's it going? I'm sure all your move is done and you're all settled in. I can imagine. I bet that feels so good. It feels so good to move. It really does. It's a drag while you're doing it before, but once you get it all done, oh, you feel so clean. Um, and then we've got Nova. Oh, Victor said something else to you, Anne. He says, I'm a reader as well, like to see myself more as spiritual mentor, hope, help mankind. Yeah, that's a good title.
Mm-hmm.
Lyran Starseed, that's another title I believe that Victor associates himself with, which is just so wonderful. Lyran's in the house. We were just talking about our kitty cats before we came on, Victor, because we always talk about cats. We love cats. And we have Nova. Hey,
Hello,
Nova.
Nova.
Hey, Nova, I was sending you. I'm like, oh, Nova messaged me. I'm like, oh, shoot. Hold on, Ann. We're supposed to be live. It's 5:22. I got to
Like,
answer Nova
she's
back.
doing and she's doing the holiday you were just telling me about.
And she said, happy Cinco de Mayo about the holiday. I was telling her about the American holiday, the Cinco de Mayo, Nova,
Is
that
that
was
where they have
today.
all like? Is that like where they have all the weird like puppets and stuff that come out too?
No, no, no,
No,
no. This
okay.
is more like the Mexican mask, the
Yeah,
real colorful ones. Is that what you're talking about?
the masks. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
faces.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This is
that's a
it. Yeah.
creepy holiday.
I to me, it's just a drunk holiday and a good reason to eat tacos, you know. But
there's
hey, it's
some
a
like
holiday.
there's some like black magic in that holiday.
Tell her, Nova. Tell her what it is. It's just another
Oh,
day to drink.
is
Okay, you
it?
know. I think so. I think
Well,
so.
every
But
holiday is just another day to drink, isn't it? Same as
for
here.
real, for
Yeah.
well, here
Like
in
St.
America,
Patty's Day is just another day to drink. Like
yeah,
everything's in the like, yeah,
it's all to drink. And then
yeah.
if it's not a holiday week and we actually don't have one, there's always a birthday that someone's got to celebrate. So we got to drink for that birthday. So
Oh my God. Everything's about drinking for the most part. I kind of just have accepted that, Claudine.
I know.
Because Australia is very, very their culture is very alcohol based. And I grew up one way. Like Thailand has alcohol, but it's like we have culture. It's not we don't drink it all the time. It's to celebrate, it's to for birthdays. But when I moved here, my first meal, I sat down. It's like, oh, do you want a beer? Midday. People stop off at the pub and oh, I'm just gonna go have a beer and put a gamble on, and then they finish their beer and they go back to work, and I'm like, what? I was very like, so it's very like, it's the
I'm a beer, I
culture.
go to sleep. I can't handle alcohol. I
Some
can't do it.
I had this one friend, and he would like have a drink, go off and do something for an hour, and then stop at another pub and have another one beer, then go off and do some more stuff for a couple, and then oh, how about this pub? And it was just pub, like every hour, every couple hours was just wherever we were, go to the local pub and have like one beer.
That's an
Um,
alcoholic.
oh my, that's
That's what I call it,
normal, but
alcoholic. Oh,
it
that's
must
normal.
be.
It's normal to be an alcoholic or a functional drunk,
But
huh?
a lot of people are like that here. That's normal for over here. Like
Yeah,
that's not like,
same, same
yeah,
here.
it's but you don't get that in Thailand. Like so it was very like confronting. I'm like, what? But every holiday is about drinking too over
Yeah,
here.
I know. You're in the bar business too, or restaurant business, so you see a lot.
Oh yeah. I don't like alcohol very much.
I know. They just
I
it's
have no
expensive.
time for it.
I know. I don't like the energy at all. I won't be around it. I don't need to be around it. And it's fine if somebody wants to be in that spirit, but I don't need to be in their presence.
No.
Nova says, "Hey, ladies, yeah, it's celebrating the people who passed on." So it's like their own like Mexican
See?
made up Halloween, but in a
Hmm.
full. But I'm in New York, so that's exactly what it is. Another day to party. Hey, and
Hmm.
eat tacos, Nova, and salsa and chips. No, it's another excuse to eat, right? Um, but yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, it is, it's another holiday. I mean, then we got another one coming next Sunday is Mother's Day, Mom's
Oh,
Day.
Mother's Day. No.
Okay, and Victor says that his move, yes, it feels brilliant to move. It is done. I've been feeling like a dream. It feels like a dream. Wait, did I even move? Yes, I just did.
He
Yeah,
sounds
that's
very excited.
he does. He sounds like a whole new Victor. Like man, that was stressing that guy out. I'm glad it
Do you
got
know?
done.
Do you know they say the two most stressful things to do in life, the two hardest things, is moving and death. Like the two most like shifting of energy that a human can do in their life is death
Oh,
and moving. So love Australia, one of the
the
place I hope
place
to
I
get
hope to
reborn.
get reborn to. Aw, yeah, me too. I feel like I've had past lives in Australia, Victor. I'm serious. Especially with hanging out with Anne for the past 6 years. I definitely must have, I don't know. Maybe this is my first incarnation in America. Who knows?
Who
Could
knows?
be. Could be. Um, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, and then we got Ellis. I love me some Spanish Mexican food. I know, me too. I make a lot of Mexican food, actually. I'm really good at
Yummy.
it.
My
I know.
daughter loves Mexican food.
So
She
do
goes
I.
to she goes to the Mexican all the time. I'm funny with Mexican. It's a bit, the taste is very strong. It stays
Mhm.
in my mouth.
Does it?
Thai food go like it's spicy, but it's gone. But Mexican food I find isn't as spicy for me, but it's just a very strong taste, and you really taste it for a long time. So,
Mm. They're
but
both spicy. I love Thai food. I really love Mexican food,
mm.
but I just love food out, honestly. Okay, guys. So I guess we'll start our show. We're gonna talk about the navel, the belly button, unless you guys want to talk about something different. Um, Oh, you know what? I wanted to talk about before we start talking about belly buttons, you guys. Anne sent me a video just before I made a link to make this video to go live, and it was called Provoking Spirits.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool video. I wish we can show videos on here. That'd be cool.
No.
And then this provoking video about it's about spirits that are provoking, like they're real spirits that come in you or attached to you, and they provoke you.
Yeah. Or they work through someone else, and they don't even care if they can't get you to do it. They're just happy with the reaction of what the person is giving you, and the fact that you're reacting and they're taking you off balance in your energy. That's all they're happy, but they'll do it through other people. That's what I find. You know how I keep saying to you, the devil always finds a way in, and he usually does it with your family. I
Hmm.
this is what that is. It's the provoking spirits. They come at you through your family the most,
That's
because
number one. That is
yeah,
number one. And I think through
it's
work people too, people that you work with.
yes, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. People
Yeah.
who are close, who can be in close and get you in these different kind of ways. But I've been super aware of this spirit, and I've been super aware of the way it works. But I haven't. I'm like, is this what is this? But when I saw that, I'm like, it's them.
I
It's a
know this
spirit.
video, the guy nails it talking about provoking spirits and how they
Mm,
usually are in another person and they've
mm,
already won if they pissed you off.
yeah,
If they got you to think about something negative. And this goes
yeah.
along with what we were talking about last week, you guys, regarding telepathy. So I'll send you guys the video. I know I can send it. Oh, you know what? No, but I don't think you're on Facebook, are you? So I can't send it to you, but I can send it to Victor though, for sure. So it was a really cool video. It was only like maybe 3 minutes long, so it's not that long of a video.
Mm.
Oh wait, I can show it on my phone. Do you guys want to see it?
Because the Bible even speaks about provoking spirits. So it was good to hear, like,
It was
what is
really good to hear.
it? Made a lot of sense to me.
Okay, let me see if I can play it. Do you guys want to hear it? Tell me if you guys want to watch this video about provoking spirits, and I'll play it for you guys, okay? And I'll wait for you guys to answer. Let's see, what does Victor say? I know I have a past life in USA, understanding why I'm so scared of large things. Must been killed in a shooting or a blast. Oh, probably, most likely. We just this morning talking about Cinco de Mayo. It looks like we had two huge shootings here in my city, and one of them was 9 people were shot at a Mexican restaurant, and
Oh
3 are
my
dead.
goodness.
And then
By
another
who?
shooting just happened. I don't know. They don't give you a whole bunch of information, but I know that this happened in my city and probably a restaurant that I know, but I didn't get to go too far into it because I was busy today. And checking out my neighborhood news just wasn't I didn't have time for it. Okay, so yeah, I have Facebook. Okay. Let me see okay. All right, she wants to see the video. Okay, so I'm gonna play it.
They're weird.
Uh-oh.
The
What
sound isn't
happened?
very good.
What happened? Okay, let me try this again, you guys.
They're weird.
I live in my house and
Yo, this is the true cause to provoking demons.
Y'all really need to watch out for provoking spirits. These spirits are very smart, but they're weak and they prey on strong people. These type of spirits will bring you into fury and let you win the battle. Because winning the argument does not make them feel like they won. Getting you out your character and wasting your energy makes them feel like they won. Provoking spirits is a high out of bringing people out of their character. They get a high out of making people act out of their emotions. You have to know how to identify one of these and control yourself when one of these are attacking you. Because y'all have to realize we are in spiritual warfare. Y'all gotta stop looking at things physically all the time. Because if you don't realize that a provoking spirit inhabits people's body, you will be lost. A provoking spirit can inhabit anybody. It can be your friends, your family, your significant other, or it can be a quote unquote op. A provoking spirit don't care about physical things. So they'll get you to a point to where you want to unalive them. And you know what? They still won. Because they got you to a point where you just threw your life away. Because all that spirit is going to do is jump in another person's body and do the same thing to them that they just
They're
did.
weird. Yo, this is the true cause to provoking demons.
Y'all really need to watch.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, that's pretty
Hard to,
interesting.
it's hard to hear
really
it. It's hard
Oh,
to
was that
hear
hard to
it
hear?
properly what they're saying. Like, you get it in chunks and bits, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the
I'll
base
send
the
them.
basic
I'll
thing.
send it to
Yeah,
them.
send it to
Yeah,
them.
I'll send
I
it to
think
you
it's a
guys.
really
I
important
don't know.
one.
I don't think I have Nova on Facebook. I'll have to look. Are we even on live on Facebook right now? Let me see. I always forget to do that. You're supposed to do that, you guys. When you go live, you got to go on, and I guess you're supposed to like it, and then you're supposed to share it. I never do any of that because it shows up on my feed like 3 times. I don't need to show up my feed that many times.
I don't know
Okay.
what's happening. I just get
I
on
know.
and talk.
People are probably so annoying. They probably stop. Stop. They don't follow me anymore. They delete me. Um, okay, so you guys, yeah, so that was so anyways, I just wanted to touch a little bit on that provoking spirit video. I'll send it over to you guys because Anne is right. It's kind of hard to understand him because he talks so fast. And it looks like the video was kind of like probably a long video the guy did, and then someone just kind of chopped it up in little pieces and just posted the most important parts that he said. But yeah, I
It's
found
a
that
good
very
one.
interesting because I've never heard of that type of a spirit, provoking spirit. Makes total sense though. To me, it does.
Does, doesn't it?
And I love this kind of stuff. This is the stuff that I like because it just really resonates with me.
Yeah. It helps you understand when a certain energy is coming at you, whether it's your friend, your ex, your husband, your wife, your family. But when this particular spirit is coming at you, you know that it's beyond the human. Like, whatever it is, it's attacking you. It's attacking you on a different point, and it knows exactly what it wants, and it knows it's really trying to achieve a particular thing, and you can feel this particular spirit. I can, at least. And as time is going on, I'm finding, how do I react to this spirit when it's coming at me? And the hardest one is when they're doing it through your family members. That's really hard because it's so personal. You have this issue with the actual human who's your family, but you can tell there's a spirit that they're not aware of. And because they're letting themselves be a vessel, it's coming through them. And like, they might have a point, but then there's this other bit that's like, no, this isn't you. This isn't part of it. This is trying to attack me. But
Mhm.
it's good to know. It's good, like, provoke, like, to not react to it. I think it's good to hear how we shouldn't, how it's okay. Like, don't react to it. If it's coming at you and you can feel it, just don't react to it, because then you're just, so it helps make it clearer when we're aware of what's coming at us. Okay, this is what this is. This is what this spirit is. And yeah, the
It
awareness definitely
is.
helps, isn't it?
And I think when this happens a lot to us is around Christmas time.
Yes. During simulations, these types of energies, they really ramp up. They
They
go
do.
nutsos. I always say, like, during, I guess because it's such a big simulation, like everyone in the world is doing it, I always feel them. But I feel like it opens some kind of portal, and like the entities just go all berserko. I guess people
Yeah.
are like thinking of like, what am I going to have? What do I have? And it's all like this selfishness that goes on. So
The
they just,
negativity that's
yeah.
being, yeah, that's
And,
going out to
and
the
it
ether. Yeah.
opens,
It
it
just feeds
opens
off
the
of it.
portal. Yeah. And, all the energies that want to attack you all find ways in.
Especially during
They,
the holidays because we get so wrapped up
yeah.
in them, you know.
Yeah. Cause the
Every
portal's
year
just
we do
full
it.
open. It's
I know.
crazy.
It is
It's
crazy.
crazy.
I think we all can identify with that
Hmm.
happening to us like more than once.
Yeah. Well, Victor says been attacked by those devils. Exactly. You
Oh, I'm
know it.
sure.
You know it.
I'm sure.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's a particular energy
I
that's,
feel like he was being attacked with those, especially during his move. He was being provoked a lot just
I
before his
bet.
move and being rejected and stuff. So yeah, that's what that was, Victor. Those were provoking spirits that were attacking
Mhm,
you. Isn't that
mhm.
kind of cool to find that out? I think so.
It's good. I like it because I grew up like being taught the Bible, and like, and the provoking spirits is like in one of the verses, and have the, rebuke the provoking spirit. And when I got taught like that, I shut it down. I don't want to hear it because it's like, what's a provoking spirit? But when it gets explained to me in that sort of way where I can actually understand, it takes that whole, like, the Bible don't understand what they're talking about, to, oh, that makes a lot of sense on an energy level. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I like to hear things like that. It simplifies it for me. The biblical way sometimes is just too complicated. They didn't really explain what's a provoking spirit, but when you hear it like that, it's like, oh, okay.
When they
Yeah.
title it, see, we
Yeah.
identify with titles. As is
Yeah.
with that, we like the
Yeah.
titles.
And the explanation of the title.
I know. Did we
That was,
understand? We're like dots being connected right now.
mhm.
Nova says, I deal with these types of energy stuffs from my older brother. It's quite strange. Oh, yeah, she does. She does have yeah. Does you
Mhm.
only have the one brother,
It's
right, Nova? The brother and the sister, or do you have two brothers and a sister? I forgot.
They love to work through family members. I find them,
Oh, yeah.
that's who they work through the most. They find
Oh,
ways.
especially if you have low vibrating family members. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna, yeah.
Or,
Victor says parts of those narcissistic people, old friends of mine, sent sex demons on me. Luckily, I could send it back to the universe. Oh my gosh,
good.
that is horrible, Victor. Oh, those are the worst demons.
They're sending their incubuses and succubuses.
Incubuses and succubuses after you.
Yeah.
Oh, just protect yourself, hon. You got a whole new space. You've got so much, and he's got two kitty cats. So he
Mhm.
can very well protect himself
That's
very good.
good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Send those spirits back to those people and tell them they can have their energies. Two brothers and a sister. Yeah. Nova's got two brothers and a sister.
Two
That's what I
brothers and
thought.
a
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's got pretty much a really good relationship with her brothers and sisters to the, I mean, Mostly she does, I would say. Compared
Mhm.
to other families that I talk to and that I work with, she's got a pretty good relationship with her three siblings, and I think that's because they lost their parents so young. Yeah, they've
Oh,
had to stick
that's really
together.
sad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
they've had
sad.
to stick together. But okay, you guys. So yeah, we are going to talk about my parents are gone. Alcohol and drugs were a big thing in my family. Yeah, and they recognize that, and it seems like they're healing with each to with they're healing together.
My parents are gone. Alcohol and drugs were a big thing in my family line. That's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, but it sounds like Nova that you guys are breaking ancestral curses. So
So who's the
that's huge.
firstborn? Who's the oldest? Is one of the brothers the oldest?
I don't know. Her sister might be the oldest. I'm not too sure. We'll see what she says. Yeah, when
Interesting.
your parents leave at such a young age, that's either going to bring the family closer or it's just going to break it apart. It's either
Mm,
or.
yeah, that's big. That's big. I guess, but siblings, you'd want to stick together. But yeah,
You
that
would
would be.
think, right?
But that's yeah.
Especially if you
I
got
can't imagine.
kids.
Mm, I can't imagine
I
losing my
know.
parents young and having siblings and yeah.
Yeah, you've
That's
got
that's
both your
sad.
parents.
My parents are still around. My parents are still ticking along. My dad just turned 70, so and the last few months he got like it's the first time he's been super super sick. He got like a really bad lung infection, but he didn't know it.
Oh,
Yeah, and he ended up having to go to the hospital and getting all these strong antibiotics. So I think that was a bit of a rock to his system, having that, experiencing that.
it is a rock to the system. My brother Michael is the oldest, but he has a different father. I am the oldest of my dad. Wow. He's
That's funny. I
from the
felt she
same
was
mom.
the oldest. I felt she was the oldest, but I kept hearing there's a brother that's older. So that's
Oh,
very
that's
interesting.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Very.
it's still her brother.
Yeah, it's still brother, but yeah, I heard there was a brother that's older, but she's the oldest. That's so funny. Yes, and use light magic on windows and front door plus salt. Salt is always good. The place is low vibration. No low vibration. Not welcome. I send in love and light magic.
Good.
Wonderful.
Good job, Victor. Yeah, you know how, Susan is so nice to know how to handle this stuff now, how to transmute all this when you understand energy and that
Oh
you
yeah.
can change. Oh my gosh. And
The
that's why
more
Ann
you
and I like doing
understand.
these lives because we love talking about energy, you guys, and how to
Mhm.
transmute it and
Mhm.
all that stuff. Because
Because it's so real.
it's so real and we are so amazing as human beings. We're just not ever told any of this stuff.
Mhm.
Um, let me see how many. Oh, we've been 33 minutes. Okay, I guess we can start if you guys want to start talking about the navel, the belly button. Okay, so what gave me the idea to talk about this was that I myself, talking about Anne's dad was sick and he had a lung
Mhm.
infection and it rocked his world.
Mhm.
And he's now is he now appreciating a new, healthier life now or?
I would imagine so. He just went real quiet. My dad usually talks a lot, but I have not heard him speak for a very long time. He just got
Wow.
weaker. I think it just made him realize that he's getting older. Like he just turned 70. But my dad's already a very healthy person. Like he's super, he's super skinny. Everyone always says he's from Ethiopia because he's so skinny. He eats so much and doesn't put on any weight. Like he just has this mad metabolism. But in general, he eats very healthy. Like
Well, he's in
he
Thailand.
yeah, he's in Thailand, exactly. But and he
Yeah,
doesn't and he's not a big drinker. My dad likes to smoke and have his gun. They call it in Thailand the gancha, the
we got you.
marijuana. He likes his gancha. And it's legal in Thailand, so you can buy it everywhere. You can get brownies. Like it's in food. You can buy it on the street, so
That's
it's
good for
legal.
him, though.
Yeah,
That's not a
yeah,
bad
it's
thing.
great. No,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's good. It works for him. So he's one of those people where pain wise, it works for him and health wise, it works. And he doesn't drink alcohol. Like he doesn't like the way it makes him feel. So yeah, but I think it made him this lung infection made him realize like, oh, I'm getting old. Like dad's brain and spirit is like he's like 15, and he goes and does these stupid things, and he'll just go and work and just go and go and go and go and yeah. Age age has caught up with him. So
So he could probably relate to this. And yes, Victor, scream it out loud. Love your Dame self, people. Everyone love yourself. And with that being said, that's what I had to do. I had to learn to love myself in a whole new way because I myself got really, really sick, you guys. Back in, I think it was in September of 2024. And it went all the way from September to about I don't think I was feeling normal again until about maybe somewhere in January. And what
this year.
happened? Yeah, yeah. The pain went out of my feet. My feet stopped swelling. My lymphatic system went out on me, you guys. My
Yeah.
whole entire right side shut down on me. I was bedbound for 2 days, could not get out of bed. It, there was a small, slight percentage that we were talking about. I possibly could have had a stroke.
Do you think that's
And
what it was?
no, 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 not at
Oh.
all. Not at all. No, 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 no. But there was a possibility that if, I did have friends coming over and helping me, and I did have a doctor who was working with me. You know who I'm talking about, Anne?
Mhm.
I can't
Mhm.
mention their name here.
Mhm.
Um, but that doctor didn't make things any better for me, you guys. And this is just how people, you need to be careful with who you're working with. Just because they're a doctor and they have that title doesn't mean they know what they're talking about.
No.
They don't, nor do they necessarily know what's best for you either. So, to be honest with you guys, the doctor that I had chose to work with at the time had made my situation worse.
Mm-mm.
So I had to figure things out. And as anyone who's been following my story or been listening to me talk on my lives here and on my Tuesday morning lives, I healed myself, and what I had was just my lymphatic system went out on me on my right side because I had parasites. I
Mhm.
had parasites were blocking my circulation. My circulation, that is what happened with my lymphatic system. When your circulation goes out, your lymphatic system goes out.
Mhm.
So with that being all said, and I used to work out a lot. I would run 5 miles a day almost prior to this happening. I started to slow down a few months before that happened, but not to the degree that I had to quit. I had to quit running after this happened. I had to quit. I quit everything and I reset my system.
Mhm.
So this whole year, I've been doing my lives, you guys, regarding my all my detoxes.
Mhm.
And all the critters that have been coming out, and Anne too. She's had quite a
Mhm.
few of her own critters coming out. She's doing this detox with me.
Mhm.
Um, well, you have been. You've been doing yours.
Yeah,
I've been doing
I've
mine.
been
We talk every day. We
I've
switch
been doing
pictures.
for ages.
Yes,
Like a
yes,
part of life.
exactly. It is. It becomes part of your life. So, anyways, one of the detoxes that I did, you guys, was through my belly button. And when I went, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story about when I went through my belly button with what I was using, and then I'm going to let Ann tell you guys, let you Ann tell her story about her parasite that had by getting bit by a tick. Her story is really cool. Okay, so mine was uh, ever since I've given birth, from the very first time I've given birth to the very last time I gave birth, and I did that 5 times, you guys, to babies, to real humans, not to parasites. But anyways, giving birth to children, my I've always felt pain in my belly button, around my belly button, especially if I would put my finger in there and I press really hard. It hurts. I've asked my doctor about this, that if anything could be wrong with my belly button, could I have a hernia attached to it? All kinds of questions I would ask. I had a couple ultrasounds, everything came back fine. So again, I have had pain with my belly button in the past. I'd probably say probably the past 25, 26, 27 years because my baby's 25 now. So, anyways, when I started putting urine in, Okay, let me back up here. I practice Shivambu. That is urine therapy. Okay, you guys, and I am a practitioner of this, but as being a practitioner and practicing my Shivambu, I was putting aged urine in my belly button. Okay, and I've been doing that for quite some time, but I never did it and then added castor oil. So while I was sick and I was doing this, I think this was like somewhere in February, you guys, I started doing that. I was doing it every night before I went to sleep. And what made me decide to add the castor oil to it was because I put castor oil on my toenails and around my heels and my feet every night before I go to bed with a detoxer. A foot, there's these detoxers you can get. What are those? And they're bamboo
The big
detoxers.
ones.
Yeah, the feet ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put those on. Not every night I don't do the detoxers, but just sometimes. So, anyways, this night I was doing that, and I saw, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put the castor oil in my belly button too with my urine. So I did that. Started doing that in February. I would say somewhere probably the end of January is when I gave birth to the long. It was a long, 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 long one. And then another one that was even longer than that one, but those two came out at the same time. Those were wrapped around my belly button cord inside. And what I found out what the name of that is called the bichati. The bichati is, listen to this, you guys. I got really good information. And another thing I want to tell you guys is that I'm not an expert when it comes to belly buttons. I'm not really an expert on detoxing the belly buttons, and I usually don't ever talk about anything until I become a master of it. But I don't feel that I should be holding this information in, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about what my experience is, why it's raw, and it's in my, it's fresh. So that's what made me decide to go ahead and have this talk today. So um, anyways, what I want to say is that the navel is life itself. Okay. According to science, it's the first part created after conception. It's the first thing. The belly button is the first thing that is created, you guys, after conception.
Well, it is.
It is, yeah, and that's what science says. But that's just they say that, I say that, I agree with that. Okay, and it is life because it's what gives your child life. We as females know this, and as males know this too because they were attached to an umbilical cord themselves. Um, Okay, after it's created, it attaches to the mother's placenta through the umbilical cord. Okay, our belly button is an amazing thing. All of our veins are connected to our navel, which makes it the focal point of our bodies. And then, this is the really cool thing, you guys. The Pachati gland is behind the navel, which has more than 72 veins attached to it. The concept of the Pituitary gland comes from Ayurvedic traditional Indian medicine, you guys. So I've dived really deep in Ayurvedic medicine regarding it because it's the only medicine that really talks and educates on this navel pulling. They have a couple of different titles for it, but I really like the name navel pulling and navel detoxing. Yeah. Um, Okay, so the function of the Pituitary gland is thought to be the vital energy point connected to numerous nerves and organs, potentially facilitating the absorption of oils applied to the navel. Okay, so that is really interesting information that I've been gathering for the past couple months that I've been doing this. And now I want Anne, tell them about your navel and your tick bite in your navel and what
Okay.
you did. Okay.
So, yeah. So in 2020, I started getting really, really sick. Like something was wrong, and it was definitely like from the gut. Like I felt pain and all kinds of not feeling good, and I kept getting this sensation. Like this went on for a whole year, like not understanding what was going on, but I kept getting this sensation and feeling of bubbles behind my ears, and it would just drive me nuts. And sometimes it was more, then it would stop, and then sometimes it was less. It was just all over the place, and I could tell, like it sounds really crazy, but I could tell it was something alive inside my body because it's like you're not supposed to hear bubbles popping and feeling sensation of bubbles popping physically inside your body. And what I've learned is behind your ears, like, you know, you got your big lymphatic system that sits there, but you also have like your stomach channels when they do acupuncture and stuff, like your gallbladder channels, your kidney channels, your liver channels, they all sit there. Like that's where they put in the needles. But so obviously it was a sensation that I was feeling there, but it's coming from the gut. And I didn't know. Like doctors, you can't say this stuff to them. They think you're crazy. But it was like it was bad, and I was just getting sicker
And you
and
went to the
sicker.
doctors. I remember
I
you went
went
to the
to
doctor,
the
and did they give you
yeah,
Valium or something like that? And you
yeah.
told them
They
that you
just
felt bubbles, right?
I didn't tell them about the bubbles. I just
Oh,
felt
okay.
they could see there was swelling and all this kind of stuff like around my neck, and they could tell there was something wrong, but they didn't know. Like they kept scanning me for like thyroid or this or that. But and I did bring up parasites, like, and they were like, oh, parasites can't do anything like this. Like that's a different issue. Yeah, so I didn't want to say the bubble issue because that's like they would have been like, but they were like, you know, there's a lot of anxiety going on, so they would give me Valium to treat the anxiety, saying that that was contributing to this issue. Of course it made no difference, but yeah, so I just had to like keep I went to the hospital over this, like how much swelling that I had, and I was sick and I did not feel good. And I got to about 2022, so about 1 to 2 solid years of just this crazy feeling. And I was my ex came back and he was living with this woman, and she's all into her natural stuff, like, you know, essential oils and, you know, everything, like lymphatic system, like she, you know, mold killers, and but all with natural stuff and cloves. And so she's very, and she studies this stuff, she's been to uni, so she's very knowledgeable. And she just
And
turned
she's
around.
from China, right?
No, she's from Philippines, so very
Oh, yeah,
similar
very, yeah,
food,
yeah,
very
yeah.
similar to Thailand. And she's like, well, you grew up in Asia, like in Thailand. I'm like, yeah. She goes, did you ever have dogs? And I'm like, yeah, we always had dogs. She goes, did you ever get a tick bite? And I'm like, I always got tick bites. I always had tick bites in Thailand. And in Thailand, we have different, like over here, we have these ticks that if they bite the dog becomes paralyzed and then eventually dies, or the cat, so they kill the animal. But in Thailand, we have these ticks that they don't kill the animal, but they find very deep in their, like deep in their ears and in their skin, and they multiply. Like I remember, it's so like creep. It's like from a horror movie. But they, like, you'll get one big tick and it'll have 10 ticks on its growing out from its where it is, like from the blood that it's taking it, and they just like they multiplies to millions. Like I'm telling you, it is so disgusting. And the only way to get rid of them is like you got to kill them from the head and all of their little, you know, other little oh, that's so gross. But I remember, so we lived in this one home, so I always had tick bites, but this one home I lived in where we had this really bad tick problem, and they used to like mom had to throw away like tons of my clothes from the cupboard, like because the ticks had just taken over. Like you couldn't save the clothes. Like it was super bad
Oh,
because
wow.
it's hot too. When it's hot and humid, they sprout. It's disgusting, Claudine. Mom would always have like a cut bottle with a bunch of oil for the ticks, and she would get the dogs and you get the tick and you have to throw it in the oil to kill them, because ticks, like, they're very hard to kill. You have to make sure it's dead. So yeah, like, but anyway, so I remember I had a really bad itch inside my stomach. Like it was so itchy, but I couldn't see anything. So I think I went for about a week of just having this itch and like, what is that? And I was always scratching it. And then after about a week or so, I remember I like looked and I'm like, what is that? And I could see there was like a tick in there. So I'm like, so the tick would have been a baby when it started biting me. And then as it's drinking the blood, it gets bigger and bigger, and then they'll start multiplying. But while they're biting you, they're also laying their little parasite eggy things inside the body too, from what I've learned. And being that it's your belly button, like it was right up in the right
Oh my, that
side.
is so dangerous. You're lucky
And
to be alive.
I know that's what a lot of people have said. Even this like this Filipino lady, she's like, I don't know how you're still alive, man. Like, because it was like I was probably 20, and this issue started to like be a problem when I was hitting my 40s. Like this, it was my stomach. I think just it was so inundated with whatever this parasite was inside me. It just couldn't. It wasn't fun. It just completely shut down. It wasn't functioning, and oh, I could feel these bubbles just constantly bubbling up behind my head. And but she said to me, she's like, get, because I'm like, how do I get rid of this? Like the doctors aren't helping. How do I get rid of this issue? She goes, get oregano oil, because that is really good for killing this type of parasite. And she said, get that and stick it in your belly button. She goes, drink it, put it between your fingers and your toes, wherever you feel an itch on your body or those bubbles, just get the oil and rub it right on the certain. It might burn your skin, but like, it'll kill where the tick is and the infection. But the belly button I found was the most powerful. Like,
Effective.
yeah, super effective, because the bubbles stopped. It took me about a good solid week and a half of just constantly doing this oil pulling, as you call it, like through the belly button, but it worked. It eliminated that particular
Mhm.
parasite that was very, very rampant inside my body. It was making me so sick, like so. Wasn't eating. I was super sick. Like everyone could tell there was something wrong with me, but no one could say like, "Oh, this is what it like." No one could say that to me.
I remember you had big black bags under your
Black
eyes.
bags.
She didn't look anything like she looked right now. She got real
No.
skinny. Her bones were sinking in.
Yeah.
I remember that. It's like around when
I was very sick looking. Very
yeah,
sick. I was in a lot of
yeah.
pain too. A lot of pain,
The
especially
first 2 years we were together, you were going through all that. I remember that. And you
yeah.
used to say it, yeah, yeah. And it
Mm.
was a scale. You used to call it a snake with scales, and
Yeah.
and but
I could
when
feel
you met
something moving.
yeah, all the time. Yeah, you was so freaked out. You were so freaked out. You were so sick. And she did use oregano oil, you guys, but I do want to let
Mhm.
you guys know that when you're using oregano oil, you need to be very, very careful,
Yeah.
especially in sensitive areas where your belly button is, because oregano oil is extremely powerful, you guys. It's not
Yeah.
Ayurvedic medicine, but it is very, very powerful. So you have to be scared, be careful when you use it, and make sure you have a carrier oil with it. That's all I
It does
want to
burn
say.
your skin. I will say, I remember I had
Mhm.
a lot of burnt skin around my ears. My belly button was just burnt, like, but I had to kill like whatever this thing was inside me. But
Right,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, and
I
you're gonna and but I just want to put the caution out there, you guys, because it is an antibacterial,
mm,
antiviral, antifungal, and antiparasitic. That is
mm,
what oregano oil is, and it is also a natural, the best antibiotic that you can put in your body.
mhm.
So when you're using it, just be careful. And again, I do sell this stuff. I do make this stuff. So if you guys need some or if you're interested, please go to my website and order some. Go to my website and order some, or come to my facility if you're in town. And there is
Mhm.
my QR code to my website. Okay, I'm going to talk slower because I am tired and I'm now mumbling all my words together. Okay, so that is what Anne did with oregano oil. So that is very powerful, and it says that it contains carivacrol and thymol, which destroys pathogens. That's what's inside of oregano oil.
The
That
oregano
makes it so
oil.
powerful.
I know it's very powerful.
Very
Like
powerful.
very powerful. I remember the burn. I do remember the burning. I did try to drink it a couple times. Too much. Like it was hard.
No, no,
It
just
got
eat it. You're
me.
better off just eating oregano and getting whatever, some spaghetti sauce and heavily, you know, put heavy oregano on it. You're better
Yeah.
off doing that and eating it that way.
Yeah.
And then when you give it to your animals, because I do recommend to give it to your animals, you can't put it on the
Don't put
skin
on their
because
skin.
you'll burn their skin.
Yeah.
So when you guys are using oregano oil, just be careful. I just wanted to make sure and put that out there. So this Bacardi gland that's behind the belly button is very powerful, you guys. It's connected to probably almost everything in our body. So another thing I wanted to bring up before we get into, I got all the list of different oils you can put in your belly button, you guys, and what they do. So we're going to go over that. But there was something I wanted to go over because when I was thinking about this yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? And we were talking. I said, "Hey, let's do the belly button." Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was that yesterday? Yeah, last
Yeah.
night. Okay. Okay, so I was laying in bed a couple of nights ago and I was thinking about this, about how when I used to be sick, if I had the flu, if I had a cold, if I had a fever, if I had a bellyache, my grandma would get cotton swabs of alcohol and put alcohol on them and put them in my belly button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, yes, yeah. So I'm like, okay, yes, we need to talk about the belly button. So I don't know if any of you guys out there have ever had any of your grandparents or your mom or a family member do that to you or a caregiver, but it was a thing back
It
in.
was.
It was a thing. It really in the 60s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and throughout the 80s too. And I do believe that I did do it with my children when they were little babies, but I got
Mhm.
away from it. And I wish I wouldn't have, but I did.
I remember getting hydrogen peroxide,
Oh yeah, that's
down,
another one too.
put down my
Yeah.
medicine as a kid. I can't remember why, but I do remember that happening at some
Oh,
point.
that would really pull out some stuff,
But yeah, hydrogen
Yeah.
peroxide.
So we've got peroxide, alcohol, urine that we can put in our belly button for detoxing things out of the body, you guys.
Was it sesame
But
seed oil?
we're going to get to that. Yeah. Okay. So let me get to where function of the petroleum, nervous and organs. Okay. Oh yeah, I did put it. Ew. And also when you put alcohol in your belly button, you guys, with a cotton swab, it also lowers babies' temperatures. And yeah, so that's a really easy thing to do for babies because they're hard to medicate. You don't want to because they're so,
Yeah.
they're new little
No,
souls. You don't
that's
want to keep,
great.
you
Yeah, and you
want to
don't really
corrupt
want to
them.
give them medicine all the time.
I know. No, you don't ever want to give them medicine. That's
Oh,
they have an immunity and they need to build it for a reason. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But
Well,
we're
if there's a
always
way
so
to
quick
get
to,
the fever down, that's a great technique.
yeah.
I like that
And
one.
it's an
I'm
ancestral, it's an ancestral thing too. Our ancestors use that method.
Mm, very nice.
So, okay, so applying coconut oil, you guys, on the navel helps stomach related problems like indigestion, diarrhea, and bloating and nausea. That's coconut oil. And so, yeah, you get relief from all of those just using coconut oil. And then castor oil. Oh my gosh, you guys. Now, I am a castor oil freak. I use it every day. I drink it every night too. It's another because it's a pooler. Castor oil will pool everything. That's why they make castor oil patches for the liver, for the kidney. I know you've used those before, haven't you, Anne?
Yes,
Yeah,
I have.
you're all
I've,
about the castor
they're
oil.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My
You
my
make castor
my
oil patches,
oil
do you?
my oil at the moment is olive oil. I find that I really like using olive oil to drink, but I've done the castor oil and I've done the packs. They're so good.
They're
The
so good.
castor
They
oil
really
packs.
do work. Yeah. The castor oil patches are the best. They work. They do. I agree with you. Okay, so you want to put castor oil inside the belly button. I did some research, and what I found out is that it's good for dry eyes,
Mm-hmm.
poor vision, pancreas health. So
Mm.
I found that really interesting. When I heard that it helps the pancreas, I had a hard time trying to find any information on it, but I finally did. And what it does is it supports insulin production and digestive enzymes. So yeah, I had to really search for that information. So I thought that was great. I was like, okay, great. If it's good for the pancreas, but what do you mean? What does it do for the pancreas? Because I really want to know. Because a lot of Americans suffer from pancreas cancer. It's a big thing.
Mm. Mm.
I think I've got about 8 clients right now that are dealing with pancreas cancer. So I
Mm.
know it's a big thing out there. Okay, and then um It releases nutrients and absorption, okay. Liver detoxification, removes toxins, supports bioflow and lymphatic drainage.
Mm-hmm.
If your bowels, and your bioducts get clogged, you guys, that is going to cause you to have your lymphatic system and drainage to go out too. So those
Mm-hmm.
two kind of go hand in hand. I learned that with lymphatic system because I suffered from chronic constipation all through my 30s, I would say, and most of my 40s. So, of course, my bioducts got infected. So, it all makes sense to me why my lymphatic system went out on my right side, you guys. I had all the signs of it after doing all this research. Okay. It also helps with hormonal balance. Castor
Mm-hmm.
oil does. Castor oil does a lot.
Castor oil
It
does.
supports adrenal reproduction glands, balances hormones, eases PMS, menstrual cramps, and supports fertility.
Mm.
So that's what I got on castor oil. So that's a really good one.
Yeah.
And then I did neem oil. And Anne's never heard of neem oil, you guys.
Nope.
Nope. She would if she was in the garden.
With the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, no, neem oil is really important with castrol soap. It's something that repels bugs out of the garden, so you can make a spray.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then if you ever grew cannabis, you would spray neem oil on it because it's real slippery, so the bugs slip off of it. And
Okay.
at the same time, it gives nutrients to the plant.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Awesome.
so for gardeners, neem oil is very important. So
Do you use it a lot?
I do. Oh yeah. Yeah, I used it this morning in the garden. I was spraying the plants, and then here comes the rain. I'm like, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
Oh, okay. So this is what neem oil does, and I thought this was pretty cool. It gets rid of stubborn blackheads
Mm-hmm.
and acne.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
It's a strong antibacterial, antifungal, also clears rashes. Used for parasitic microbial microbiome imbalances, supports liver detox and immune function. So
Mm.
yeah.
Very
So
nice.
anyone out there got neem oil, stick that inside of your belly button, and it will help with all those stuff. You can't just do it once, you guys. We'll talk about that at the end, okay? All right. Then I found something else that is really good to put in the belly button that an isn't an oil fat, and
Mm-hmm.
it's ghee. Ghee butter, clarified butter ghee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's really good for the belly button.
I'm gonna buy
So
some.
yeah. Well, first of all, since it's very nourishing and purifies and promotes spiritual clarity,
Mm-hmm.
it deeply moisturizes, supports digestives, breaks down food, more absorbing particle. Oh, it absorbs particles. I got something going on here. More absorbs particles, then converts it into energy, nutrients, and calms the nervous system.
Hmm.
So that's a little different with
I
what
might be
that does.
doing that
Yeah, so it
next.
breaks down the digestive system, breaks down the food. I think what I meant to write is it breaks, oh, I lost you guys. It breaks down the food in the digestive system. And then when it absorbs the particles, then it converts it into energy, nutrients. Then it
Mhm.
calms the nervous system. I think that's what I meant to write.
Mhm.
I just got all these really funny notes. So yeah,
Mhm.
so that's ghee butter, you guys. So you could put ghee butter in your belly button.
I'm gonna buy me some ghee butter.
Yeah, you gotta try it. Once you try
I
ghee
never
butter,
have.
you'll never go back to normal butter again.
I don't use butter, so that's why I
Oh,
don't.
you don't? Oh, you
No,
use oil
but
for frying?
yeah, I use
Oh,
rice bran oil that I
okay.
showed you. Like
Okay.
that.
All right.
Apparently, it's the only safe oil that is for bringing to a heat, like a high heat, because of all the toxins. So
Oh, yeah.
use
Okay.
that oil. Um, Yeah, I don't know. My cousin uses beef tallow to cook with. I was thinking of using that. Is that
Tallow's
good?
really good. Grass-fed tallow, yes. I
Yeah.
don't use any of those. All I use is ghee. If I
ghee.
can't fry any
Okay.
ghee, then I ain't eating it. It ain't gonna be eaten. So,
I'm gonna look
uh,
for some. I never
yeah.
heard of it before. I didn't know nothing. I thought I was being like really safe by using my rice bran oil. Because like before I used to just use canola oil, vegetable oil. It's like, in Asia we have a lot of fried foods. But then I learned that like how bad oil is for you. And because I have a liver problem. So it's like, yeah, so I went and looked at like researched what's a good oil to fry with that's like safe bringing to a high heat, and I found rice bran oil, so I've been using that for like 7 years now. But I don't know, there might be something better than that. I'll look for ghee. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I switched over to okay, so I've always said this thing, okay? I know that God loves me because he created butter for me. I'm that person who, when I was a little girl, I used to climb the cabinets to get to the butter because
Mhm.
when I was growing up, there was always eggs, butter, and bread on the counter. I would
Mhm.
take my that butter and I would grab it and put it in my hand and I'd lick it.
Really? See, I never ate butter. I never had
I
any.
did. I love butter.
I like
You know,
oil, but I like
hmm?
fried foods. Like I like oily fried food. Like I
Uh-huh.
like fried stuff. So maybe that's my butter thing, my fat
Yeah.
oil thing. But
Yeah. I'm not too much
um,
into fried foods too much. I like fresh stuff.
but
So,
you'll eat butter like that oil, that
mhm.
oil.
Butter and bread. Just give me a
Really?
fresh baked bread and some butter, and I am just
Really?
happy, happy, happy. No wonder why I had such an overgrowth of parasites, especially the what do you call those ones that I had such an overgrowth? What were those ones called? My mind just went blank. Um,
Not candida.
yeah, the candida. Yeah, yeah,
Candida.
candida. Yeah,
Do
I had
they
an
grow in
overgrowth
that
because
environment?
they love yeast. So I was eating a
Uh,
lot of it my whole life.
oh
So
my goodness. Butter. No, I never
butter,
really grew up with butter, but I'll look for ghee. I like
ghee.
the sound of it. It sounds
Yeah,
interesting. Try and
it
start
tastes
cooking with it.
really good. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. And then another one that I looked up, you guys, was almond oil.
almond oil.
Almond oil. And I think almond oil, I think it's kind of pricey. I do believe it's a little expensive here. It's one
Yeah.
of the more expensive oils that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Um, I do use almond oil in a pain cream. My first pain cream that I came out with, I would put almond oil in it, but I don't do that
Mhm.
anymore because people are allergic to peanuts and nuts and stuff. So I had to take it out. I stopped using
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
Um, and it's mild. Almond oil is very mild and it is sweet and it's rich in nutrients, which puts it but when you put it into the navel, it boosts skin elasticity.
Really? So elasticity.
Elasticity, elasticity, and yep, it boosts it. So that's a really good, super simple way of hydrating your skin, I think.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it makes it glow and it supports brain health in the
Yeah.
belly button. Isn't that pretty cool? So I think a lot of these veins they go everywhere to the
But if you
brain, to the
think
feet.
about it, we were fed through our belly button into our whole body. Like our belly button
Right?
grew your entire body in the so it would go everywhere. Like we grew from the belly button. So it only makes sense that it's like your
Yeah.
whole body is
Your
back
life
into
cycle.
the belly button. Yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
it only makes sense. Like when I heard that put it in your belly button, it was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense because like that would go through your whole body,
The
going
whole
through
thing.
there.
And it's your
Mhm.
lifeline, it's your life cycle, it's
Mm.
your life force. And then isn't
Yeah,
that where the sacral is?
yeah, yeah. So your sacral chakra is down there. So yeah, for
And I
sure.
do
And
believe, or is it the solar plex? Would it be the sacral or the solar
I
plex?
don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's your solar plexus and what is your sacral chakra? Because it's I know the sacral chakra is your womb as a female. Like I know that because
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
I had a dream once about this girl that I would like was doing some of my acupuncture and in the dream she was holding her stomach, and I'm like, oh, I'll see what's wrong with you. And in the dream I heard it's her sacral chakra. There's something wrong with her sacral chakra, and
Solar
that's
plex.
what solar plexus. Yeah, okay,
That's what it's
that
saying. It
makes
says the
sense.
navel is part of the third chakra, also known as the solar
So
plex chakra.
yeah,
That makes sense. Okay, so
that
all
makes a
right,
lot
okay,
of
so
sense.
that's even better. So that makes
Yeah,
total sense, you guys, because the solar plex, I believe, is like where it's so important. That is such an
yeah,
important chakra because that's where
absolutely.
where your gold light comes from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of
your
like your
protection light,
being.
your yeah, all that. Yeah, your
Yeah,
lifeline right there. So
yeah.
okay. So that's pretty cool.
That makes a lot of
Yeah, yeah, this all really making a lot of sense to me too.
yeah. It does, doesn't it? It makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense. You know, the human body, what we see is just the shell, but we don't, you know, we don't get taught to put emphasis. We don't even get taught in general what that we have a chakra system, and that the chakra system is very real inside your body. Like it's a it's it's a spiritual thing, but it's also a physical chakra system. Like it's your heart chakra is real. When people's heart chakras get shut off, you can see how it affects the human person because the heart chakra is turned off. If the crown chakra is sick, you can see it sends people crazy. Like that's your crown. If you know, there's when your sacral chakra, your womb is off, like how that what that will cause in people. Like all these chakras are very real things inside the body, and the solar plexus being your belly button, like that's the physical belly button, which is your solar plexus, which makes sense. That's what gives you life, you know. That's where all your being, the being inside you sits in that solar plexus, and
You
it
wouldn't be here without that crucial part of the
no.
connection of life and becoming a human. And
Hmm.
I think that they cut us off from it. You guys, first of all, when we're born, they cut us from it for a purpose. I don't think we're supposed to be cut from it that soon. I think everything
No.
that they do is to work against us. It's a ritual. And they don't want us to know how important our belly button is and how we can really heal ourselves by using
Hmm.
the belly button. It's so simple.
Hmm.
It's
It
very
makes
simple, you guys.
it makes so much sense, doesn't it?
It does. It makes so much
How
sense.
how it's
Yeah,
all connected. The
it
physical and
is.
spiritual are like they should be more blended in together inside our inside of our human experience, but we do so much just on the human, like you know, the body, but we don't realize how is that impacting, you know, the spiritual side of us, which is very physical inside of us, like cutting the cord as soon as the baby comes out, and that I bet that's like super traumatic to that energy field that's going on, and you know that baby and whatever it's feeding. Like I don't think that was meant to just go whoa, you know, get it, clamp it, cut it. Like it seems very unnatural, like when they cut through that umbilical cord, it's so alive. It's like
So
what?
it seems so barbaric, huh? Just
It
like
is. Ugh,
it
I
seems
don't
just
like it.
it's every last bit of it just seems so terrible. And they make you kind of fear it. They get you very in a fearful mode when you're going natural. You know, like, no, you got to get that umbilical cord. The baby's not going to breathe. You know, the things that they say to
Yeah.
you,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, we're just
It's
so
okay.
tricked. We're just
Yeah.
lied to over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Seriously, we are.
They
And then I
couldn't
just
cut mine straight away. Mine was stuck around my neck, so they had to wait for a bit for it to let go.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good
Yeah.
thing. That brings when you come into life with that type of trauma, it really it carries with you throughout your life, I think.
Yes, for sure.
I
But
think so.
it's obviously something that's part of your soul journey when that happens. So it's all part of the experience, isn't it? Even from as a
It is.
baby. I reckon when a baby comes out, like all of it is like its whole soul experience, its soul journey. Like that's why cutting the cord and doing all those things, it's like, wait, like let it be a little bit more natural. You see the
I
natural
know.
birth. Babies, I have a friend who just had a baby like last year. It's about 9 months old, and she did a home delivery. And with the home delivery, they take longer to cut the cord. Like it was in a bathtub. She did it in a, the home
Oh, how
delivery with the
beautiful.
bathtub. So it was much more like natural. And the baby is just so relaxed. Like, I've never seen anything like this baby. I've never met anyone who's done a home birth for starters, but this baby is just the most chilled baby. Like, it just sleeps everywhere. She just never cries. She's always super happy. Like, she's just a really chilled baby. And it's like, is that because it was much more less
Didn't have all that
traumatic?
trauma. It didn't have all that trauma that most babies have before they're, 4 hours old.
It's so
Oh,
traumatic. They come out, they cut the cord, they get in, they pick them up and they take them over to some cold table and they start doing things over here. They put a needle in them and they give them their first injection and
yep,
it,
same here. They start injecting them vitamin K.
oh
That's been around
yeah.
for a while. It's
Oh,
sad.
vitamin K creates blood clots later on, like I found out.
And did you know that they can? This is what remember, did you guys have Cabbage Patch babies out there? The Cabbage Patch dolls? Was that ever a thing out
Yeah,
there?
yeah. But I don't remember. I wouldn't
All
remember.
you have to do is wrap the baby up in cabbage leaves, and that will give the baby all the vitamin K that it needs.
That's yeah, like they're gonna have cabbage in the hospitals.
Why
They
not?
they
They
don't
need
care.
to. They need
They
to.
need to, but nah, it's a procession line. But I've never the whole child thing, the whole having a baby thing. I've always thought, oh, it's a bit traumatic for that poor baby. I don't
I know.
feel like it's meant to come from this beautiful warm womb and it's like so nice and safe and it comes into the world and it's just like bang 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 and then take it away and do this and weigh it and it's like what a poor baby. That
No.
must be
I think
so
we're I
traumatic.
think we're supposed to give birth in water.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
do.
Probably. My friend that did the water birth, she said it was so good. Like it was just she said the experience about all of it was just so magical. So and the baby's perfect. So
I think
yeah.
that's the way we should be. I think that's the way it should be done.
If only.
Yeah. Okay, and almond oil does one more thing, you guys, that I thought was kind of cool that I want to put out there is that it enhances libido.
Mm, I might give some to my boyfriend. Put it in his belly button.
I don't think men need it.
I don't
They've got
know.
plenty of libido. Um, okay, so we've got olive oil, and that is very nourishing and high in antioxidants. Hold on, what time is it? Nope, I'm closed. Closed, guys. Okay, the other ringer's gonna ring. I'm not gonna go chase it over there. Okay, so olive oil is an antioxidant, and its healing benefits improve circulation. It reduces inflammation, helps balance blood sugar, useful for cardiovascular support. Sorry, guys. People always know how to get a
They
hold of me.
really want to get a hold of you.
Oh, if it goes to this phone, goes to that phone, goes to that phone. So, anyways, okay, the answer machine can get it. Um, so that's olive oil, and that's what you've been using lately. You've been on this olive oil kick lately. I remember you and I were messaging about that, and
Oh yeah.
I like olive oil, you guys, but it it makes me gag. It gets my gag reflex started, and
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, I just
I love
don't.
it.
I don't mind the taste of it, don't get me wrong, but I can use it in salad dressing. I have to use it sparingly, real little
Mm,
bit, little
really?
bits, and I can use it that way. But just to down it, mm-mm.
I get like that with castor oil. I
I
just want to gag.
gag and gag and gag.
Interesting.
But you get like that with castor oil?
I gag with castor oil. I
Really?
hate
You get a
the
gag
taste of it.
reflex with that?
So bad.
I
I
like
have to
it.
I have to put it in my mouth, swallow it, and then get some kind of something that's a different flavor and eat it as I swallow it so that I can't taste the oil at all. Like as it goes down my
Oh,
throat. Oh, I hate the taste of castor oil.
that's how I am with olive oil, except I don't hate the taste of olive oil, just there's something about it that just gets my gag reflex going. So,
Really. It's really good for the
yeah.
liver. It's really
Hmm.
really feel it goes and it breaks down the liver and the contents in there. So
There's this place up north where you can go olive oil tasting, tasting,
Mhm.
and they also have vinegar tasting, and they do all different types of flavors, and they give you little pieces of
Yum.
bread. Yeah,
Yum.
and I can only do it a few times, and I have to settle. I'm like, okay, this is enough, Mike, because I just start gagging. But it's not that it tastes bad. It's my gag reflex. It just,
Yummy.
I don't know. I have no idea. But so that's what olive oil does, you guys, if you put that in your navel. And then I looked up mustard oil.
Mustard oil.
Mustard oil. I've never worked too much with mustard oil. I don't even know what to even, um, gosh, I don't think I've ever even used mustard oil. I love mustard
Mm.
though.
I didn't even know they had an oil. So
I know they have it because they have it at the Asian market where I go to. I've seen mustard oil there. They have a lot of it. They have like 8 different types there, but I've never used it. Um, so if you put that in the navel, that helps with dry, chapped lips and removes harmful bacteria through your bowel movements. So if you put it in there, it must pull something out of there, and then it comes out through your bowel movements when you take a dump.
wow. So
So
that's
that's
mustard oil.
interesting.
That's mustard oil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Interesting. I might
interesting.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might look for that.
Oh, and then it keeps the good bacteria. So it just pulls out the
Mm.
bad bacteria, and it works like a mild detox.
I'll be looking for mustard oil.
I know. Mustard oil, that's an interesting one. I'll have to try that one.
Mm.
Okay. And then I looked up sesame oil.
Hmm.
Have you ever done sesame oil in the navel?
No, I haven't. I
No.
haven't. But I heard sesame seed oil is really good. Even
Yeah.
like put it up in your nose, and it's good for like all your nasal, like breaking down the nasal stuff in your nose and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've never
I've heard
tried.
that. Yeah. I've heard, yeah,
Mm.
sesame. I've heard a lot of good things about sesame oil, and I do enjoy sesame oil, but I use it for cooking. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Um, did you guys hear that? That loud
Yeah,
noise?
what was it?
It's a motorcycle.
Oh my God. I
I
thought
think
someone
he's
was trying
right.
to get
Yeah,
into your
he's right next to he's right next to my window right here. Okay. Anyway, so mustard oil is, yeah, okay, so it's a mild detox. Oh, so we're on sesame oil. I'm sorry, you guys. We're on sesame oil.
sesame seed oil.
Yeah. I love the way that tastes. I like to cook with it. That is
Hmm.
one oil that is good,
Okay.
especially Asian dishes. Okay, you put that in, and it helps with joint pain,
Mm-hmm.
and it strengthens bones.
Okay. I'll look into that one.
Yeah, that's
Mustard
interesting.
oil and sesame seed oil.
Sesame seed oil, and yep. And then the one that I got a lot of information from about is thyme oil. I've never used thyme oil.
Mm.
And thyme oil is also a diuretic.
Is it?
Uh-huh. That's interesting
Mm.
because that's really good for the lymphatic system.
Really? Thyme oil.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's very interesting there to find out that that's a diuretic. Okay, it is also antispasmodic
So what? You don't have spastic attacks?
for people who have spasm attacks, like
Spasms.
in
Oh,
their eyes. Like a lot of
yeah.
people,
Oh,
yeah, different areas of the body will spaz on
yeah.
them. Or maybe people who have oh yeah, antispasmodic people who have spasmodic. I'm trying to think. Okay, so it helps to relax arteries in
Mhm.
the veins and reduces blood pressure and stress on the heart. It strengthens and tones the heart muscles. As a diuretic, thyme oil can help your body remove excess water, salt, toxins from the body.
Mm.
Thyme oil is an expectorant, which means it helps remove mucus from the lungs and the airways.
Mm, interesting.
So an
Might get.
expectorant and an antispasmodic. That is like super
Mm,
cool. That is like
mm,
really good information about thyme oil.
mm.
Um, I don't know. I don't know where to get thyme oil.
Would you get it from a health food shop, like where they have essential oils? You
Yeah,
know, they
I
have.
think we could, I think I could probably make my own. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a way of doing extraction.
I reckon
Mhm.
you could make your own for sure.
I could make it. Yeah.
For sure.
Thyme grows all over Arizona. It's a
Mm,
very natural herb that grows. We have huge like apartment complexes. We'll
mhm,
have these huge bushes and they're thyme
mhm,
bushes. It's
mhm,
just thyme tree. Yeah, it's really, yeah.
mhm.
So we have it really wild out here everywhere. So I bet you I could probably make that. And I'm going
I-
to because mucus is so important to detox.
Yes. Yep. And it's hard to get out the deep,
Oh,
like
so hard.
deep, deep, deep in your lungs.
Yep.
It's yeah. That I'm gonna look into finding thyme oil because that's interesting. Because I have I have very wet lungs from the heavy metals that I had, in my body. So I'm always
Mhm.
looking to like dry out my lungs. So that's interesting. I might try that one.
Yeah, and that is interesting. Because I do believe, well, the mucus, you got to get to the biofilm. And it's like the
Mhm.
biofilm is nothing but mucus, right?
Yep.
When it comes out,
Exactly.
you see how mucusy it is.
Yep. Phlegm. Yep.
Yeah,
That's in Chinese medicine, you know how we say qi, like we say your qi and it's your life
yeah,
force. In the Chinese doctors, they call it actually qi. It's spelled QI, but it's the same as qi. But the way they understand qi to be is actually your phlegm. Is you have this massive amount of phlegm in your body, and that's what they're always
mhm,
trying to dry out of you and move. Is this water this key that they feel, and they try and move it inside your body and get rid of it. But that's what they call it, is your chi. That's what they call chi in China. That's what the Chinese doctors
is your
refer to
mucus.
as
Okay.
is your
The
mucus.
moisture, because you do need a
Yeah,
big moisture. Humans are moisture. We do need moisture in our body.
but it's the
Our
way it's
vocal cords
flowing.
wouldn't work. Yeah, but we don't want anything that is a mucus plaque, is what I like
Yeah,
to call it. It's a
yeah. You
mucus
want
that
the
turns into
mucus.
a plaque.
You want it to be as free flowing as possible
Yes,
in your body. You
yes,
don't want it to be thick and stagnant and like where it gets stuck. You want the
exactly.
chi to be constantly
Flowing, to
flowing.
flow, to flow, to
Yeah,
flow. Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Um, so yeah,
Your
that
body.
thyme oil is a very interesting one.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna look into it because I love to kill the mucus, break it down.
I know, I know. I'm gonna figure out how to make that. I'll let you know.
Mm.
We'll stay up on that. Maybe we'll do it on a live or something. We'll make our own thyme oil, you
Yeah,
guys, because you can
yeah,
get thyme there in Australia, can't you?
yeah. Oh yeah, you can get time
Okay,
over there. You
okay.
can get a
Maybe we'll do that.
supermarket.
Maybe we'll do that. What do you guys think? What if we make a tincture next week? That'll be
I think
different.
I think you should definitely make something
Yeah,
live.
that'd be fun, huh? Yeah, we
That'd be
could do that.
so much
I've been
fun.
talking about doing that on my Tuesday morning live, but Julie, she's not about it really too much, I don't think. She says,
No,
oh,
man,
that would
do
have
it.
to be a whole arranged thing. And I'm just like, no, I just get on my desk and I move the camera.
Yeah, no, we'll do it. And then people can just like talk and
Yeah.
make conversation and we can talk about all kinds of crazy things
Okay.
with all
All
the
right. And you'll
viewers.
get the ingredients and you'll do it with me. That'll be fun. Okay.
I'll try or I'll watch you.
Okay. All right. You can do that. You watch me and you can ask questions.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So the next oil that I did, you guys, was black seed oil. I
Mm.
get all perky when you say black seed oil. Black seed oil actually is right behind me too. I make mine and I package it, and I'm all about black seed oil, you guys. I use it every day of my life, just like castor oil. Those are my oils. I have to have them. Now, black seed oil. Now, I want to do a little backstory on black seed oil. Did you guys? My screen just went blank. Okay, it's highly regarded as a universal healer. Okay. It was found in King Tut's tomb. When they resumed his tomb, they found black seed oil, also known as black cumin,
Mhm.
and he was like all mummified with it. So the Egyptians valued this so much that they literally buried their king in it. So that should say something about black seed oil, you guys, right there. All right. And another thing that I love about black seed oil is that they say, Egyptians said it cures all but death.
Wow.
I know. I know. Uh, there was a lot of well-known Egyptian people who use it. Cleopatra used it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so when it's used in the navel, it improves digestion, detoxification of harmful bacteria, reduces gas and sluggish digestion, stimulates liver function and bioproduction, supports reproduction organs in both men and women.
Mm.
It nourishes adrenal glands and stabilizes mood swings.
Mm.
PMS. Helps with joint stiffness and muscle tension. Useful for autoimmune conditions. That one right there, when it said that, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't know that black seed oil was that powerful, that it can actually help with all kinds of autoimmune deficiencies, you guys, and conditions. And it is gentle but very powerful, you guys. And it supports the body in managing conditions, autoimmune conditions, especially when done consistently. So you have to use it a lot every single day as part of your holistic detox and healing routine if you have an autoimmune disease. Okay, then I went as far as to, I was like, okay, so what autoimmune diseases does it help? Like what? Because there's so many out there, we have hundreds of them now. So what I found with my research is that it helps with rheumatoid arthritis, also known as RA,
Mm-hmm.
eczema, Hashimoto's. I always say that's so
Mm-hmm.
funny. It helps with that. Do you know what these? Okay,
I heard that.
Hashimoto's. Yeah, that autoimmune disease is what dries you up naturally. Like anywhere where you have moist. No, that's not Hashimoto's. That's not. No, no, that's a thyroid problem. That's what that is. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry, Hashimoto's is a thyroid problem. I was thinking of another autoimmune disease that does that. Okay. So it helps with lupus, SLE, also known, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, and Graves' disease.
Mm.
And paralysis.
No Lyme
So,
disease.
huh?
No Lyme's disease.
No Lyme's disease, no.
No.
And Lyme's disease that's from ticks.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I reckon I had. Lyme's disease. I used to get these
Yeah.
really big bouts of just like really sick for no reason, just so it's like just out of nowhere. Like my energy was so up and down. It was either good or lethargic or just I would just be smashed, but for no reason. Like I didn't know why I was sick. I would just be sick and super like,
Lyme
yeah.
disease is very serious autoimmune disease. It's not good at
Mm,
all. It is
mm,
terrible.
mm.
Um,
You gotta
so anyone who's got these thyroid diseases like Hashimoto's, you guys do that. Use black seed oil. It is just, I can't say enough about it. I really can't. I can't even. It fixes everything. Like I said, it heals all but death. And you just don't have to put it in the belly button. You can. This is something you can ingest and take,
mhm.
and you can drink it. It's harsh, but you could drink it. But I can't do that. It's too harsh.
I've drank it a few times.
Have you? I have
Yeah.
too, and it's too strong for me. So
Reminds me a
pungent.
lot of oregano oil when you drink oregano oil. It's very similar.
Yeah, very
The
pungent. So,
but
so I
the
just
way
take
it works
capsules.
inside you is similar.
Yeah, yep. I do. I capsulate it. I have it in some of my tinctures of my CBD because it really helps with anxiety and depression too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does so much. It is an amazing oil. Um, okay, then
Good.
the next one I did was just a basic, your simple avocado oil.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Avocado oil is very well known all over the world, and it's very accessible. And if you put that in your navel in your belly button, it is high in omega 3s and 9s, which I think we all know that. But
Mhm.
in fatty acids, that the fatty acids in the omega 3s and the omega 9s, what I found out is what helps it with hormone balance.
Mm.
We all
Again.
can use a little bit of help with our hormones, right? Especially if you're still PMSing and you're having your moon cycles. So that's something you can do. Get some avocado oil, put it in your belly button, you guys, and it will help ease your PMS and menstrual cramps.
Hmm.
So, I mean, try something like this, you guys, instead of grabbing the ibuprofen or the Tylenol. It might work. You never know.
I reckon.
Yep. And it also helps with menopause symptoms. Um, I might try it if I have any menopause symptoms, but I'm done with menopause. I've been done with it for a while now, I believe. But if
Mhm.
I do have anything come back, I'll try it. And it helps with fatigue, promotes elasticity, reduces inflammation, related skin issues like eczema, and rosacea. Am I saying that right? Rosacea?
Mm.
So that's avocado oil, you guys. So that's really good. And then I did oregano oil. And did we already talk about oregano oil? Or did we just
Yep.
tell you a story? Did we already do oregano? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but we did. You didn't do the what it's good for.
Well, I don't know because we did that just before the show. So what I do use is I just said I do know that it is very powerful and you have to be cautious with it. What it
Yeah.
helps with, I don't know, you guys, because I didn't do the research on that one. But I do know by personal experience about oregano oil and extracting it and being dose, because I do dose oregano oil. Just people need to be careful with it.
Yeah.
And
I
I can
wouldn't
get,
recommend putting it in your belly button.
no, you can.
Yeah, but I
I
wouldn't
think
recommend it. It
you
did
would
burn
recommend.
my it did burn my skin. Yeah.
Just do it with a carrier oil. Drop it with another oil is what I'm saying. If you're gonna
Yeah.
do it, and
Yeah.
my live for tomorrow, I'll have the answers on what it does to help out with. So I'll do that research tonight when we get done. So I'll have those answers tomorrow. And then
Yeah, I
okay,
wouldn't
so we went
recommend
over.
I wouldn't recommend putting pure oregano oil straight on your skin. Like it did, I had a lot of burns all over my body when I was putting it directly onto my skin. So maybe if it's mixed with another oil or something, it's okay. But I don't know. I don't. I only know from experience.
It's got thymol in it. I know that, which destroys pathogens, but no, I'm gonna have to do some research on that. I just because we were just talking about this and I forgot to it didn't come up in my research at all. But it's not Ayurvedic oil either, so maybe that's why I couldn't find it on my research. But I will tonight. And then okay, so the way to do this, you guys, all you got to do is put 3 to 4 drops of oil before bed in your belly button, and that's it. That's how you do all of these different oils. If you're gonna go ahead and be brave and do oregano oil, like I said, add another oil to it, you guys, because it's that powerful. So that was all the Ayurvedic oils that I did. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more, but that was just all the research that I've done in the last couple of months regarding what you would safe to put in your belly button and why you would put in your belly button. And I do believe that this was a form of a this is another delivery system
Hmm.
of a way to take medication.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You can have
Absolutely.
medicine injected in you. You can smoke medicine. You can put medicine topically. You can put medicine up the rear through a suppository. You can drop medicine in your eyes and your ears.
Hmm.
So
Your
why
mouth.
not? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the mouth, through the mouth. Yeah, that's like where how most people do it through capsules, through tinctures, sublingual. We've got
Mhm.
all different types
Even
of
like the tongue, like what the what
sublingual. That's
yeah,
sublingual.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah. And transdermal is the skin. So
Mhm.
we have all these different delivery systems, you guys. And yes, the belly button is now going to be added to Elevated by Claudine's delivery system.
I like that. It's the original delivery system.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree. I do agree with that. Um, and we're still learning about this, you guys. This is something Anne and I've been just kind of, Anne's been doing it a lot longer than I have. And I just started doing this type of delivery system this past year or so. So I have been doing urine in my belly button for quite some time, but that was the only thing I was sticking in there. But that wasn't enough, you guys. It wasn't enough. Once I added that castor oil, that's when whatever that was around my belly button inside of it on that gland, it
Mhm.
released it. And then
Mm.
it came out. So
Crazy. That's
yeah,
easy. I
I
wonder
don't
what it.
have belly button pain anymore. Like I can touch my belly button, I can play with my belly button, and I don't have all of that pain that I was having before.
Yeah, you would have definitely had something there. Because yeah, I
Yeah, it
can
was
touch
sensitive.
mine.
It was so sensitive. And I always thought maybe I just chalked it up as, oh, it's from giving birth 5 times. I probably did a lot of trauma to it. But
Yeah, no.
no,
Crazy.
no.
I never really paid much attention to my belly button other than like the tick or when I had like a piercing through it. But even the piercing, I took the piercing out because you told me that it's an energy stopper. And I'm like, well, I don't need energy. And I know that like jewelry can be energy stoppers. Like um when I was doing my acupuncture, I was wearing like heaps of rings and heaps of bracelets, and the acupuncturist is like, the energy, like we can't seem to move stuff, and she's like, take off, especially the metal stuff, like take off the metally stuff, and you might notice that the energy will circulate a lot better. And I did, and I haven't put most of it back on because of the metal and how it does affect our energy. But you told me about the belly button piercing, so I took that out, and I reckon I've done so much better since having that out of my belly button.
Uh, yeah,
And I
it causes
and
heavy
then
metals. It's going to
yeah,
hold those heavy metals around your belly button.
around,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's what she was saying with the jewelry and stuff. But yeah, so I took that out. But then I've actually seen a video on here about the about piercings and how different piercings are, how they energy stop people, and how they're not actually that good for you. Same as tattoos. Tattoos are not very good for us either. They put heavy metals back into our bodies from the ink, and apparently they also can stop. They can be cause blockages in our body because of the trauma that the trauma to the fascia system, because that's what you're piercing and going through. So yeah, it's interesting how like all these different practices and things that we have, like fashion and tattoos and piercings, but how they can actually affect our energy by doing these things to our bodies. And yeah,
We're
the
not supposed to do anything. We're not supposed to pierce our bodies. We're not supposed to do tattoos. I'm guilty of them. I have my ears pierced a couple times. That's about it. That's all I ever did.
mm,
I do have about 4 small tattoos. But still, I won't do them anymore. I won't have that stuff done to my
no,
body. If it's not going to raise my vibration, if it's going to affect my flow, my chi, if it's going to cause any issues, especially adding any more heavy metals to my body, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing any of it anymore. I'm over it. Plus,
no,
I am like,
no more tattoos for me.
yeah, I'm kind of close to being 60, so I'm over all of that, to be
But I
honest
don't.
with you.
I think even young people should start like taking more notice of this stuff. Like I wish I had known a
Yeah,
lot of
they're
this
not
when I
going
was
to.
young.
I mean,
I
yeah,
know, but it's sad. But
you
I
can
think
tell them and you can tell them, but they got to learn on their own, because I even have a child right now who's working on getting a whole sleeve done on their arm, and
tell him it's a terrible idea. All of those heavy metals, and I know that
they don't
tattoos
care.
affect you. I had a tattoo put on my at the top of my spine
I
when I was,
remember that.
and I have had so many issues with that tattoo. I've had acupuncturists tell me to get rid of it. I have had like all kinds of things from health, from acupuncturist because they do Chinese medicine, but they didn't like the tattoo. They said it was a terrible place to put it, the trauma that it created. Because I had all these physical issues going on, and it's like they kept saying that this tattoo behind you, this is what it does to your fascia system, to your body, to your um, even like your acupuncture points, like at the top of your spine, is called the opening of the spine. So that when they put needles around there, that's to like open up from your spine up into your head. So like there's all kinds of nerve systems, and they said terrible, terrible idea putting that tattoo there. And then also the heavy metals that are seeping back into such a such a sensitive spot right next to like your throat and everything. So if I could give any advice to anybody thinking of tattoos, just be very careful and don't do it.
No, they're not worth it. They're not.
They're not.
While you and I have been friends, you've gotten a tattoo and I've gotten a tattoo.
Mhm.
And
Mine was
I,
very small, like
yeah.
teeny tiny little thing
Oh
there.
yeah, you got a little tiny one. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a big one. I got that one.
yeah, nah. That, but I won't do any more after
Oh,
learning about how it affects the fascia and stuff and how it creates blockages to your body because everywhere in your body you have different energy flows. You can have kidney flows in your hand there. So this is a lung channel. So when they want to do your lungs and stuff, they'll put needles there. So when you're putting a needle with the tattoo, and you're doing that, that's going straight into your fascia, that's causing trauma to your fascia. It can block up those channels that are working through there. So I'm not touching that stuff ever again. Plus the actual ink itself is just heavy metals for your body to have to be working with. Why would you want to purposely put heavy metals on your body, in your body, that your body's then just going to have to constantly for the rest of your life be trying to process and break down? Like, yeah, I
because
won't do.
they just like, I mean, well, no one ever gave us this information before. So I'm sure
No,
if I would have
but
been
I mean,
given
I
this
wish we
information, I
had
would
it.
have never, yeah, I would have never done it the first time. I didn't even start getting tattoos till I was in my 40s. So
Yeah,
it's just stupid. It was just something I wanted to do to try it, honestly. I just wanted,
yeah,
and I think tattoos are cool. I actually like
they
them. I
are.
really do. I really like them.
They're very cool. I love it. I wanted to get a whole nother one on this side, but I'm just like, I can't risk the needle. I can't risk the heavy metals more in my body. Like,
No, me either.
as
Me either.
beautiful as it is and it's wonderful, it's like, nah, I'll
And I,
sacrifice.
And I love the work that people do. I know a lot of friends that are tattoo artists and I love their work and I love what they do, but it's not it, and I understand why people get them because they are healing,
Yeah,
they are
I
healing.
know.
It's a
Isn't it
therapy.
funny?
It's a therapy for people.
Yeah, it's funny how they're healing, but they're bad for your body.
I know.
It's sad. I would never have done this one on my spine if I had known anything about what it does to your body
I
and
know. I
your
know.
channels and stuff. But oh well, we live and learn.
And we have, yeah, you live and learn and we've got all kinds of comments, but I can't get them up here. Um,
Oh
I
no.
I know. No, but yeah, I think I have seen time tinctures in a health
Yeah,
food store. Okay, so
I
Nova,
think.
she's seen them. We're gonna make our own, okay, Nova? I don't even
Mhm.
know if she's still
Yeah.
here. We only got one watching still, so she's putting her little one to bed. So I know she probably comes in and out with us. And then Victor says good night. We lost him a little bit. It's
Good
midnight where
night.
he's at. Yeah, it's midnight where he's at. I'm so glad he joined though. What a sweetheart.
So sweet. Thanks, Victor.
Yeah, thanks, Victor, for joining. I tried to get the other Victor to come on, but I guess he's with his
I
cousin
don't know
right
where.
now. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got him going. Okay, so Victor, so I'm gonna just go through some of these comments that we've got while we were talking. Crazy to see so many elementals around Anne at the moment. Insane at the moment. Oh, he said that there was a bunch of elementals around you, Anne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Must be from all the candles. What's
Yeah.
elemental?
Like little gnomies,
Oh,
fairies.
okay. Oh,
elementals, like your little, yeah, like your fairy garden things,
okay. Yeah, that would make
Yeah,
sense. My room kind of looks a bit like that. It like looks
elemental.
like
Yeah,
a fairy.
Victor's very connected to elementals. He
Okay.
really is. And that was the one thing that him and I we bonded on because I love gnomies. You know how I love my gnomies. You know what the gnomies are, right?
No,
Gnomes.
the gnomes. I know the gnomes. I know the
Yeah, the
gnomes.
gnomes. Yeah, the gnomes.
Oh,
I call them gnomies, but gnomes. Yeah, gnomes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so that was kind of a bonding thing for us. And then he wrote
because I have bolts of fire. Bolts of fire. Don't say that to me. I have a problem with fire. Me and fire. It's because
you
I
know,
have like 3 candles. Candles are very good for like bring. Whenever I do readings, I always like I'm not into like cards. Like I like to do everything very natural, but candles really help when you do a reading. Like they really do. I don't know if it's like the light attracts spirit or it opens up the energy around you or something, but yeah.
Victor's been using sunflower
Olive
oil
oil.
and olive oil. Oh, sunflower
Olive
oil.
oil.
Oh, I'm gonna look that one up too. Let me see what that I bet you sunflower oil probably does some amazing stuff in the navel. Okay, I'm gonna look that one up after we get done. Okay, and then Nova made a couple comments while we were on. Oh, she says she talked about butter. I'm a butter lover as well. My mom cooked with pretty much with everything. I recently tried dairy-free yogurt and I was surprised how good it was. Cashew, coconut, vanilla bean, and yogurt. Ooh, I bet you that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And then when we were talking about the solar plexus, they were saying solar plex stone is golden healer.
Hmm.
Resonate. I feel that one. He said golden healer stone.
I don't know
Golden
that.
healer stone is a powerful crystal for solar plex cleaning as well. Ooh, we're gonna have to look into that
Okay,
one.
look into it. I've never heard of that stone.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I think I have seen time tinctures. Okay, I
I
already did
think I
that
have.
one.
I think I have
I
two.
think I have two.
Hmm.
And then Nova says, I love that. I don't know what that was. All right, ladies, middle night. Okay, so and then he signs off. Okay, he says, all right, ladies, get in the middle of the night. Here we'll talk later.
Good
Okay, yeah, he'll see
night.
me in the morning. Okay, very cool. All right. Well, this was a good little show. How fun was that? Talking about our navel all night long.
It was great.
I know. And then we got a few minutes left. You want to say anything about the chakra?
I just wanted to like do that list that I gave you. The demon of chakras.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with our chakra system, the different demons that attach this to the chakra system, and when your chakras aren't all working and in alignment, our spirits can be a bit off. So the crown chakra, the demon for the crown chakra is attachments. For your first eye, it's illusions. So I guess illusions is like delusions too, things that aren't real. I guess attachments are like physical things. Would attachments also be like people? Like it? Yeah, I wrote it down here. Attachments. Could attachments be people too for your crown chakra, or is
Of
it just
course.
physical?
Anything
Anything
that you're
attachment?
attached to. It could even be to cannabis. It could be anything that you have
Yep,
attachment. Yep.
yep. So that's a demon of the crown chakra attachments. First eye illusions. Your throat lies. That one is definitely a demon. So even lies doesn't even necessarily have to mean lies like you're speaking lies to people, but lies could even be like when you're not being truthful and like if you're in a relationship that you're not happy in, but you're not being truthful to yourself about it and you're staying in there, you're not speaking your truth and you're being, you know, um, put down by the other person and you being suppressed and so those can be the lies too for the throat when you're not speaking your truth. Your heart is grief. So I guess when you're grieving someone, and I guess that's why death and stuff is so hard, because it really does go and affect your heart chakra. Like sometimes your heart even physically will hurt in that area because you have
Yeah.
so much grief. Like that's why I say with our chakra system, it's so physical and real inside our bodies, but we never have been taught about the chakra system. Like I personally think we should be taught as young children, like in our school system, about the chakra system, because it is such a real thing inside a human. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we just don't get taught it. Your solar plexus, the demon of that chakra is shame. So that one I think is a really big one for us. Like shame for anything, even like, if you grew up as a child and there's something in your childhood, or maybe you have shame because your mom is not what you think that the world thinks is cool, and you have shame about your mother, or something in your childhood or your upbringing that you have shame about. Like for me, I grew up in a cult as a young child, and once I left the cult when I was like 15. So like I was still very young, and I went and I joined the real world, and I had a whole real life, but I always carried this strange shame about, oh, but you were just in a cult. Now I don't have any shame to it. Now I see it as like it's so different. I learned so many different ways to be in life that's different to what, a normal upbringing is. So like that shame, but that shame, I held that shame for many, many, many years, and it held me back so much. But like now that I don't have that shame, I don't have shame in my life. So I know that one is a very, your solar plexus, that's your belly button. That's, what we were talking about. So shame is definitely, I think, is a big one. Your sacral chakra is guilt. When you hold guilt, that is the demon of your sacral chakra. And then the last one is your root chakra. And the demon for that one is fear. And I know we talk about fear a lot
A
on this
lot.
show.
Well,
Um,
because fear mongering is what the deep shadows do to us. That's how they
yes,
steal our energy and our
yes,
loosh.
yes. And that is the lowest vibration. When you
Mhm.
can, like, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of like the whole Catholic religion, Christian. I don't like the fear that they sell people of, if you sin, if you do this, you're going to go to hell. Like that to me is a kind of fear that is not serving to any human being alive, because fear and that vibration in a live human is a very low vibration, and it opens you up to a lot of like the lower vibrational entities and energies and demons, and whatever name you want to put out there for those things that we can't see. But that vibration is where they can really attack you at. So like I always say to people, like even when bad stuff is going on in the world, it's like, don't have fear, because fear does not serve you well whatsoever. There's no need for it in someone's life. So, but it makes sense, it's your root chakra. So
It does make sense. And they do it every day. They try to put fear in us every single day.
yeah, it's what television is for.
Yep.
So that you
Yep.
turn on the TV and you watch it, and then you get fear, because it's like, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is at your doorstep, and this is coming for you, and COVID's going to come and kill you if you don't have it. That's fear. So that's what TV gives us, is fear,
And the
for the
news.
most
And the
part.
news
Yeah,
is fear
exactly.
mongering. That's all
Fear
it is.
mongering.
It's just,
Hmm.
yep, just to fear us and fear us and fear us. And that is what newscasters are for. So
Yeah, yeah,
casting fear.
casting fear.
Or they're
It's
called
exactly.
newscasters. There's a reason.
Well,
So
they probably knew that the demon for the root chakra was fear, so that's like the easiest one to put out there.
yeah, it is.
Is
It's and we fall for it as humans because we love drama.
hmm
So
exactly. I don't
it's
like drama anymore, but Yes.
No. Well, I
No.
don't like it either, but even just being on this planet, you get drama, even as much as you put these boundaries to not allowed to have drama in your family or in
It
your life,
happens.
it happens. And even I call like getting a flat tire to me is a drama. Falling down and tripping over my own feet is drama,
Yeah. Pretty much life, human life is
It's
drama.
just there's something, yeah, but all of this unnecessary drama, like gossiping, causing problems,
Yeah.
talking bad about people, doing things, that are caught. I don't do anything deliberately to go cause me more problems or more
Yeah.
drama because it's
Yeah.
not, yeah, it's not good. Or do I want those people in my life?
Yeah.
Those low vibrating people to be part of my life because they're not worth it. They're not worth it to me. I can't stand drama like that. It just,
No, not that kind. No.
I can't stand it. I just don't like it. But all right then, you guys. We are at. We went a little bit over, but it's okay. We had a great topic tonight, and we will see you guys next my Monday, Australia Tuesday. I don't know what we'll talk about next week, but I'm sure it'll be really good.
You're gonna make a
And
tincture.
oh yeah, we're gonna do a tincture. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about stuff while we're doing tinctures
Yes.
too. Okay, so
Sure.
we'll do the tincture next week. I'll get all that together. Remind me, Anne, what we're doing because I'll forget.
Good.
And I'll be back live again tomorrow morning, you guys, at 8 o'clock with Julie. Love Roy Warriors. Say that
Love
three
Lord.
times fast. And myself, and we'll be talking about pretty much the same thing. I'll just be talking to my morning people. So, for the ones who like to catch morning stuff who are up early. And so I just want to wish everyone a very happy and merry everything and spread the love, guys. Spread the love.
Have a good week.
Peace. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thanks for joining us,
Bye.
guys. Bye.